everybody, and this is K2 Karama, and this is the Philosopher Stonecast, episode 26. And we got our full panel
Episode
here
26.
today.
Kenny is wrong.
Actually, it's episode 27, technically.
So Chris is wrong, not me.
Right. I forgot to press the button at the beginning. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot of crazy stuff's happened between our last podcast and just now. Like, actually, quite a bit of things, actually. As always, we have our philosophers here, Kenny,
Howdy.
Justin, and Mr. Dank Putin himself.
What up?
And so I guess today we're going to start off with that crazy massacre that happened down in Florida, and also that girl that got eaten by the alligator. That was pretty crazy. It'd be even crazier if it happened the same day. That'd be like Florida just had a bad day.
The same day.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
It happened the same day. But like I was saying, like it's the animal kingdom. They communicated, and they're like, okay, we're down a gorilla. Humans need to be down a human. You know, they just snapped that baby.
Well, yeah, I mean, but gorilla. I mean, okay, alligators are far more predatory than gorillas.
Yeah.
So there's some arguments to be made there, but I mean, I don't think it really matters. These topics are like total distraction topics that have been pushed in the media narrative.
Yeah, Chris. Gosh,
Chris.
Because of their medulla oblongata.
Yeah, I guess. So I don't think that's the right part of the brain for that.
I don't know. I
I'll
think
say
it was just from that movie.
Well, people will
Makes me
care about it for a
old.
week, and then they'll focus on the next thing. That's how it is here.
we'll
We
try.
don't get a lot of real news stories, so people just focus on stupid bullshit for a week, and then on to the next
Yeah,
bullshit.
but a lot of
Tragedy
bullshit
lasts
happened in
2
1
weeks.
week, so this is
2
probably
weeks.
going to take it's going to take at least 3 weeks.
I'm talking about the alligator thing, not the Orlando thing.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, that alligator thing's already out the window, pretty much.
Yeah, no, but I didn't really hear about that much. I just saw something.
It just kind of
about it.
popped up.
Meanwhile, the DNC though is pretty much pandering to everybody's limbic system. I got this from good authority that that's where the fear comes from.
Well, apparently they're not immune to Russian hackers are immune to that because they got into the DNC. You guys hear about that?
Yeah, I've got a copy of what they found in the email.
Oh, okay.
Actually, is something I just posted up on Facebook where the Democratic National Committee 2016 GOP presidential candidates, date May 26, 2015. Below, please find a suggested strategy for positioning public messaging around the 2016 Republican presidential field. Ultimately, we need to highlight when GOP candidates are outside of the mainstream on key issues, ideally driving the rest of the field to follow with positions that will hurt them in the general election, damage Republican presidential candidates' credibility with voters by looking for targeted opportunities to undermine their specific messaging, and 3, use specific hits to muddy the waters around ethics, transparency, and campaign finance attacks on Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
So yeah, let's downplay all of the things that are wrong with our candidate. Yay!
What's wrong with that?
A lot, because the candidate's a douchebag, or
Well, I mean, if she was so bad, why are they letting her run for president?
because there's a
Because
need
money.
to keep the Obama legacy going, which the Obama legacy is really the Hillary legacy.
Well, I mean, Obama was only elected because he was a different color.
Obama's legacy is going to be
Dang,
bad.
Chris.
Just wait.
Dang.
I'm not being racist. It's the
Obama
truth.
sucked. He was a corporate
It's
sellout.
the truth. It is. I mean, that's.
You
just
never
'cause
liked Obama.
I mean,
They've always been,
like
they've always been enemies.
a lot depends on how a candidate looks too, because it's been proven because back when television was first, becoming mainstream and people started getting TVs and be able to watch stuff on TV and watch the presidential candidate debates.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Cruz never
it
stood a
it
chance
really,
against punchable face.
yeah, it's really based on looks. A lot of it is, and
Well, that was the thing
I
between
think that they should.
that was the thing
I
between
think
Kennedy and Nixon. Kennedy,
yeah,
in the
exactly.
debate, he
That's what I
looked
was
all
trying to.
young and
That's what I was
uppity, and
trying to
Nixon
say,
looked all
but like,
hunched over.
I, you can say it better
I'm
than I
thinking
can.
that presidential debates should just be done with audio recordings instead of on TV.
That's
Because
what
if
it
people
was.
just hear the position, then they'll be less biased because they won't see the demeanor on screen.
See, I've always been a fan of abolishing political parties altogether and having people just run off of platform.
Yeah, me
But-
too.
Yeah. That seems hard to do because it's really hard to get people to organize unless you've got a color or a
Hey,
banner. of
hey,
some
Justin, I just had a crazy idea.
sort. Yeah.
Would you vote for Hillary if she were to make Pokemon real?
Okay, so like the problem with Pokemon being real is that we would have people up in arms about us like making them fight because it's kind of like dogfighting.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like it's like they're gonna be genetically made in like a real.
But why
Pokemon.
would we need to do that?
We're creating life to destroy it. That's nice.
So,
I'm just
when are we-
trying.
I would.
Damn,
I would.
Chris.
I would vote for her if she made dragons real,
dragons.
She should be
so I can slay
Khaleesi.
them.
She's Khaleesi.
She makes anime real.
I'm still gonna take the bullet up the anus through the brain option.
Damn. Justin's like, no moving.
Justin hates Pokemon. Justin hates Pokemon.
Tell the world.
Justin
want-
hates.
You want to keep us
Pikachu.
all away from Pokemon, Justin? You selfish.
Justin, do you want to shoot Pikachu with your shotgun out back like Old Yeller?
I mean, I don't want to shoot very many things, but if I saw a Pikachu, I would probably be scared by it. Because think about it in real life texture. Like real life texture Pikachu. That would be a scary fucking animal.
Mhm.
Especially if it's shooting
What if
electricity.
it's territorial too? Then you touch it and you get electrocuted to death.
You probably
okay,
see it from
I'm
far
not going
away.
near Pikachu. That would just
Speaking of,
Bright yellow and black.
That are just far more dangerous than the ones we currently have.
speaking of Pikachu,
She'd probably enslave
There
them
was,
all. She'd become Team
um,
Rocket.
there's the Pokemon Go app is coming out next month, dude.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Where
fun.
it's like you can go to places like outdoors or in your house or whatever, and there'll be
Catch 'em.
Pokemon and you can try to catch them.
And then you can battle people.
A friend
through
of
your
mine
phone.
has the beta for it, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be everybody's gonna be playing this
Who
game."
the hell? Where are we gonna find meat and YouTube? Are we gonna have to like climb Mount Everest to find fucking super rares and
You
shit?
probably just pay for them, and they're gonna make a
Probably.
shit ton of money. I mean, a lot of money, like the most money they could ever imagine is gonna come from that little app.
It's gonna impoverish
Son, the mountain was smooth. Couldn't climb it. You need to climb that mountain to get the super ones. You need to put in the effort. Don't be do nothing bitches like Ronda Rousey says.
Well, where am I gonna catch a Magmar at?
Himalayas.
Magmar?
Probably Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah,
Start climbing.
I mean, but
Let's
like,
just
ima-
unleash 500,000 Magmars.
imagine how
on
many
Florida.
children die by trying to jump out of the window to catch a freaking Pidgeotto.
You know somebody's gonna travel the
Ima-
entire world just
imagine-
trying to get the Pokemon.
Imagine
all
some
the
little
Pokemon.
kid going up to like, say a Snorlax and trying to like pet it, but then he rolls over and like smashes the kid to death.
But wait, that doesn't fit the narrative. Like, they're not real. We're talking about the Pokemon Go app now. Like, he goes to catch the Snorlax, but behind
It's just
the yard,
one small step, to getting real Pokemon.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Pokemon.
Maybe in like 60 more years. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be one for real.
but
Do
no,
you guys think that people should be able to copy people and make robots look like them? Robots that can that are intelligent, can walk around, respond, and everything like that.
yeah, I would have a robot me, and I would send it to work for me,
Yep.
and it would make money.
I'd
for
probably
me.
do the same thing.
Robot
There's
guy
that
built a
there's like
clone.
that Chinese guy who made the Scarlett Johansson one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he made like a robot. It made it look like Scarlett Johansson. It can respond to you everything. It walks. It looks like her. It has like looks like a human skin on the outside.
So like Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson.
Huh?
Ghost in the Shell. You need to watch some anime, Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny, I need you to listen very carefully before you watch anime. Do not become a weeb. I repeat,
What?
do not become a weeb.
Don't become a weeb.
Don't do it.
Can I smoke the weeb?
Don't become a weeaboo.
Become an otaku, not a weeaboo.
What's in a weeaboo?
Weeaboos
Yeah.
are like people who get too serious about their anime.
You mean that guy who tried to turn himself into a Super Saiyan?
Saiyan.
Super Saiyan?
Super
Technically
Saiyan.
Saiyajin. Or Saiyajin.
Super Saiyan. Saiyan.
I can only say one of those.
Do you want to be a basement dweller at your mom's house, Kenny?
I don't have a basement.
Do you want to live at your mom's house in some way, Kenny? In a room full of anime posters?
Well, minus the anime pictures, I already do that.
Oh my god, they already got to you. You're a weeb now.
No.
You're gonna try and chop me with a samurai sword?
I don't like samurai swords. I'm a broadsword person.
Oh good, you're not too far gone.
Game of Thrones all the way.
I get
I'd honestly rather have a morning star and a shield.
Yeah, that'd be...
You would like it, Justin. It's like a show for Justin.
You guys should be very happy that I'm even here on this podcast. You guys just cost me sex with my wife.
What?
Yeah?
Geico, dude, point that shit out.
Why are you even here?
Do not want to deprive you of that. Come on now. Especially since you're married, it rarely happens. Come on.
Well, I'm married. It happens on a weekly basis.
We should come up with a code. We should come up with a code.
We jacked his pussy.
Cock is ready to roaster. The rooster.
My wife is over there
Yeah.
laughing in a stairwell as she walked away.
Just say you gotta go to the bathroom. I'm sure it's not gonna take that long anyway.
Damn, Chris. Damn. All night. All night.
Well, that's too long. I get bored.
Just remember that you have a microphone on, so no noises.
Oh, I'm upstairs in my attic area,
So all we hear is
so like you wouldn't hear anything from there. But
squeaking. You wouldn't hear squeaking.
no, like it's fine. I'll see what I can get if I go down there after the podcast.
Okay. I guess we can
Damn.
cut this
Yeah,
podcast
point that
short.
stuff out. Remember, the cock is ready to roaster. All right, yeah, rooster. There you go. Rooster's ready to cock or something like that. That's the code. Chris, remember that too. Okay. It all ends when you're married.
I don't know.
It doesn't. It's
That's
not
what I
true.
heard. I'm not married though. I never
It,
want to be.
just,
So I can't really.
it actually gets better.
It gets better.
Because over time you'll do a lot more different things.
Unless your friends hold you back, right, Justin? Gosh.
No, it just means I'm saving up for, you know.
We're giving this guy blue balls over here. This is unfortunate.
No, it's more or less like what's the word I'm looking for? Potentiating the, this foreplay. I don't know.
Well, how fast can you get up right now if you had to run away?
It's all right, guys. My wife's not mad at me.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's talk about the issues.
Okay, so
Bubbles died at SeaWorld.
What?
people are gonna take away all your guns and they're gonna lock them away, and then the terrorists are gonna come and they're gonna shoot you in the head, and you can't
Obama?
defend yourself because you don't have your guns. So we're just
Obama?
doomed.
No,
They're gonna destroy
Mayor
America.
Obama.
okay, I read somewhere. Okay,
He walked
I
into my
read
house and was all like, "Oh, hey, I am here to take your guns."
dude, like,
He's
no, I
gonna
read-
personally
listen,
go
guys.
to everybody's house and
I
take
read
their
this from a gun
guns.
supporter, right? This gun supporting guy, he was saying that, spoons and cars and knives and like fire and chemicals and all that stuff, you can kill people with those things. So you don't even need your gun. How about that?
I literally threw fire at like an army of the undead and killed all of them, just like that.
Yes, fire is very effective against the undead, but so is like a Phoenix Down.
Phoenix down.
Phoenix Downs are very effective against the undead.
But they
Was that Phoenix now?
That's why you have to cast Turn Undead on them first,
Yeah.
and then.
Yeah. Chris knows where it's at.
Or you can get a sword with a silver sword with a level 1 enchantment.
Yeah, or you can get a sword with the holy effect on it. That does a lot of damage. Like any kind of white magic generally does damage to the undead. So, yeah. Damn.
Why
No,
focus on gun protection?
The answer to your question, Kenny, a Phoenix Down is an item you use in the Final Fantasy universe to bring back fallen foes.
Oh, I should know that too, because I play Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation. So I should know.
Yeah, Phoenix Downs. If you use them on zombies, it'll kill them.
Final Fantasy VIII.
It's actually the fastest way to beat the underwater dragon in Final Fantasy X.
Have you played what was it called? Kingdom Hearts, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like who
My
hasn't?
sister's.
You played the second one?
Yeah, I've actually got the Final Mix Plus edition as a ROM on my computer.
Oh, you stole it. Okay.
Yeah.
I got the remastered ones for the PS3.
Yeah.
I haven't played it
Chris
yet,
played for it.
but I have them.
Have you once you get to the like the arena stage or the Coliseum part of it, whenever you fight Sephiroth, let me know how that goes.
I'm sure it's gonna be pretty easy.
No, it's gonna rock your world. It's gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done.
I don't know.
I want to make a game. I want to make a game where Hillary Clinton's a big lizard demon dragon thing who spits acid at people. It's pretty much just a dragon with Hillary's face.
Oh, it's
And you're
called
Sanders.
it's called the.
And you have a sword of truth and you slay her with it.
It's called
I bow.
the Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
When I saw the picture on Justin's post of like Hillary's face in the place of a girl's vagina, I about threw the fuck up.
Oh no, you mean the one where it was Hillary Clinton and her vagina was Donald Trump's face?
Yes. Oh, I about threw the fuck up. That was the nastiest fucking thing I've ever seen.
That was hard. Someone put time into
That ruined my eyesight. I was just like, oh my god, I can't erase that from my image now. I cannot erase that.
No, it is nigh unfathomable, but it is definitely art.
Somebody made it.
Well, I don't think they fapped to it.
No, because they're still throwing the fuck up.
Naomi Klein slams Hillary. I don't trust her on climate at all. You know why? Because she's for fracking. Yeah. Frack this.
Well, I mean, we're
Arizona
supposedly
poll
getting
worker
close.
testifies.
We're supposedly getting close to fusion. They say it's about 10 years away now.
Yeah.
Of
Arizona
course,
poll worker testifies only Democrats were given wrong ballots.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's because you posted it.
Yeah. I know.
Justin.
Yeah, what's up?
So.
Uh,
I don't know. What else?
Oh,
What else
most
happened?
Choir.
Something else
Hillary
happened.
Clinton's nomination is historic.
Oh yeah, that singer girl got killed on stage.
Yeah, she got shot.
She got
Like
shot.
Selena's.
She
No,
got-
on stage? I thought she was
No.
shot when she was
It was
outside
yeah.
doing
It
her own
was
thing.
after. It was after the show.
Chris, do you feel anything about like Selena, since that's culturally like your thing?
What?
Because you're Mexican, you have to like Selena.
I saw the movie. But,
Yeah.
that was about
It
it.
was a good movie up till she died. Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, she was, she was murdered.
Yeah.
But this girl, yeah, she got shot like
Kind of
multiple
passion.
times, and then the guy shot himself. The shooter shot himself in the head.
What a wimp.
Yeah. Which I don't get it. I mean,
let's talk about Brock Turner, the Pewter City gym leader.
the rapey kid.
Yeah, rapey kid. Have you seen the Brock Turner family support page? Like, it's his family coming out in like.
I can't read it now.
I can read it. Brock is a.
I thought it was a parody.
No, it wasn't. Not to my knowledge.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
No, that's his actual family.
Hey, Casey Anthony had support like that, so why can't he?
It was basically, I think it was his mom speaking. Brock is a kind and gentle boy. Deep down, he means well. This whole thing could have easily been avoided if all parties behaved responsibly. Please help us raise awareness. No other family should have to endure the pain and ostracization we have faced as a family. He is not a monster. He had a momentary lapse in judgment. Please share to help educate others on the dangers of what does that say? Excessive drinking.
Obsessive.
And then the post goes on to say it is every parent's responsibility to teach their daughters or their daughter about the dangers of excessive drinking. But someone corrected it in a very feminist style way, but I agree with them because they're totally apologizing for the actions of their son, but they're like blaming the victim every step of the way. So Brock is a rapist. Deep down, he is a rapist. This whole thing could have been easily avoided if he wasn't a rapist. Please help us raise awareness. No other family should raise rapists, and ostracization is natural for rape apologists. He is a monster. He is a rapist. Please share to help educate others on the dangers of rape. It is every parent's responsibility to teach their children not to be a fucking rapist. But,
Yep.
I don't think you can necessarily teach that out of people. I think if they're fucked up enough to do it, they're going to be fucked up enough to do it whether or not.
Some people just turn out that way.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to be able to just teach young boys, hey, don't rape people today. It doesn't work that way. Once
People are told from when they're a kid, don't steal, but we still have burglaries.
Yeah, dude. Like,
but the majority of kids do learn though not to steal from others because of the fact that it makes them feel bad and everything like that. They don't know that what stealing is when they first do it. It's just something that they do.
Yeah,
So
it's not like
giving knowledge to the general population about issues like rape, about issues like stealing, it's not necessarily a bad thing because it does pass the knowledge on.
And
but you
it's not a
bad thing. It's not like it's not useful. It's very useful. There's a reason why there's not more robberies. It's because they learn that robbing somebody or taking something from a store, they learn that there's a monetary loss or there's a personal loss to that person. So general passing of knowledge helps. I mean, it's kind of like saying, well, cigarettes. There didn't need to be a public warning against cigarettes.
Well, generally, people who are likely to rape people are people who aren't likely to ask the question, how would I feel if I were raped? It's generally people who are like, hey, looky there. There's a passed out chick. I'm not getting laid any time recently. I'm going to take advantage of this person.
Right, and majority of people don't do that though. It's the rare person that is that way. Is that person that has that capacity to basically shut off that conscience. Most people don't have that. Yeah, because they know that raping has a consequence to a person. There's a personal.
Yeah,
feeling.
It's not just that there's like I'm breaking the law and I'm going to get in trouble. There's the you're actually hurting somebody and it's violating their consent.
Yeah.
And it's wrong to do. Like anybody with a conscience understands that. You're not going to be able to teach that out of people, just like you're not going to be able to teach like murder out of people. You're not going to be able to teach the serial killer out of a serial killer. There's been study after study shown that you cannot rehabilitate rapists.
No, I'm not saying rehabilitation. I'm saying I thought you guys were saying that like you didn't.
Oh, no.
Because you were saying that we teach kids not to steal, but there's still robberies that take place later on.
Robberies are mostly resource disputes and stuff like that. Like I've stolen plenty of stuff from supermarkets and grocery stores because I was hungry. There's a difference between that and violating the consent of another individual. Um, you know, like I didn't violate anyone's consent by like stealing an overpriced bag of cashews.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I wasn't saying that we could rehabilitate someone. No,
Yeah,
those people need to be locked away and kept away from society. They are a danger.
I was just making the point that it's not something you need to teach out of people because it's something that you can't teach out of people.
But you can
It
teach
depends
that
on
stealing.
personality.
But you can teach
Your
that stealing is
personality
bad.
type.
You can teach that stealing is bad though. You can. There is degrees. The extreme stuff like killing and rape. Yeah, you can't teach that as someone. Things like stealing, yeah, you can.
I don't know if you can necessarily teach that out of people. I was told that stealing was wrong from a very young age, but then as I got older and was exposed to the world and didn't have any money to get any food, but there was like a lot of food sitting on these shelves, just sitting there, it's just sitting there, and I'm hungry, and I'm like, oh, but I can't steal it because imaginary bullshit. And I was like, eventually your stomach says to you, nah, boy, you're gonna take that shit, you're gonna be all sneaky, you're gonna stuff it in your backpack, you're gonna walk the fuck up out of there, and you're gonna eat it in the parking lot.
Well, no. Well, right. That's different. You had to do it to survive, and I would say that you're
Yeah.
definitely justified in doing so. That's
Nobody
different.
has to
I'm
rape
talking about
or
like
murder to
normal
survive.
day stealing. You just want to you should go in there. You rob somebody for cash, okay,
Well,
or something like that.
kleptomania, like people who have like a ridiculous compulsion to just steal shit all the time.
That's next. There's exceptions to every rule. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that you can rehabilitate non-violent or offenders of the law. There is a point in rehabilitating them.
Yeah,
You can rehabilitate people like drug users too.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
do
So
that.
that's my point. Yeah.
There has been study after study that shows that in the specific case of people who rape people, that you can't really rehabilitate them out of
No.
thinking that it's like. Plus, study after study shows that the rape is not about sex. It's not about sex or sexual release. It's about control.
Mhm.
This basic criminology, men who do that, it's for it's a control thrill.
Yeah.
To be in total control of the situation because they are currently powerless in every other avenue in their own life. That tends to be how the narrative goes concerning the psychology of a rapist. So you're not going to stick them in a prison system that's very, very bad at rehabilitating anything for that matter, and expect that you're going to be able to create a campaign that aims to teach the rape out of the children, because children aren't thinking about that. That kind of stuff comes through several years of psychological abuse on the person who becomes the rapist themselves.
Yeah.
You can look at those systemic issues that lead men to go and commit these crimes. That's a good idea. But you're not going to go around talking to children trying to teach them about consent, because they, for the most part, they already understand that. And if they don't, it's something that they tend to learn pretty quickly.
Yeah.
About boundaries and stuff. And if they are unable to learn that, then there's nothing you can do about that besides get them out of society.
Yeah. There's telltale signs definitely. They're often ignored too, unfortunately. But there's often telltale signs that these type of people do odd things. Like serial killers will often kill pets and mutilate them. That's one of the signs. And
Also, what's it heavily.
Right. I don't know if that's a standard. I never heard that was a standard thing.
It is actually a standard. Late bedwetting is one of the standards of psychopathy and serial killers, violent serial killers, and violent psychopaths.
Huh.
There's the killing of pets. There's the taking of trophies. There's the categorization of victimization. There is heavy bedwetting into the late ages, like 12, 13, 14, sometimes persisting into adulthood. With serial killers in particular, if they're true psychopaths, it's almost hard to actually blame them for their actions. There are key parts of their brains that just simply do not work, that lead their prefrontal cortex to pretty much follow whatever compulsive behavior impulsive behavior comes to their head. And these don't tend to be your calculated killers. These tend to be the ones that just snatch, grab, and kill based on profile.
Yeah.
I like.
But people
I like,
don't care about that. They just want another bad guy to point the finger at and say that's the bad guy. He's a soulless demon.
He
Sent
bad.
here.
He bad. He bad guy. I
Well,
good
you
guy.
have no one to fight against.
do I think that the Brock kid is a soulless evil human? I think that he is a douchebag, a whiny little rich brat who thinks that he can pretty much stick his penis in anything without any repercussions. That's what I think. And I don't think that his mindset will change or be swayed by any amount of prison, but it is egregious that all he got was 3 to 6 months.
Well, I guarantee you that they put him in general population in that 3 to 6 months. Somebody.
In Gin Pop? Are you kidding me? He's probably going to see the inside of a padded cell for a while, and then he's going to be out of there. And then
He would
someone's
be
gonna
lucky if he did that. If that happened, he would be lucky because he'd be the one raped.
No, some
They
crazy
hate rapers. They
probably
hate rapists in jail.
this kid. I know they do, but some crazy feminazi person is going to find this kid and kill him. Probably. I'm going to call that one.
You're calling it now?
Yeah.
Mark it down somehow. Mark it down somehow.
Some fat
I wanna
Tumblr
see
feminist
these
is gonna sit on it.
No, like it's already marked
feminist?
down. I've
Oh,
made
they're
it.
Man,
feminist.
what is it with you today? And just like calling out death, what's it called? Death sentences on other people.
Well, he's not calling anyone to kill him. He's not saying that this person. He's not saying he's not giving the direction. He's saying that
It will happen. Yeah.
that somebody else is already planning on doing it.
So you're a psychic now? You're saying, just
No, I'm not psychic. I'm pointing this out and saying it's a likely possibility because justice was not really served in this case that someone's going to take it upon themselves to serve some.
like
Did anyone do that with O.J. Simpson?
just like George Zimmerman.
When has that happened?
I don't know.
Except in rare cases.
I just feel like the atmospheres are changing, right?
It hasn't happened with George Zimmerman yet, and that's recent.
And that's odd.
That's
odd.
different. That's different. That's not. He's talking about an ultra feminist, who we know already say things like cutting off men's dicks and everything like that. So that's a little different than Black Lives Matter, who use it as a cry for.
I really want to make a distinction here because I do consider myself to be a feminist.
I said ultra feminist.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to call them ultra feminists. The ones who say stuff like that are misandrous. Misandrous. I really think that we can reclaim this word, but in all honesty, I don't see the point, and I really think we should just call ourselves egalitarians and make it a lot
we should
easier.
stop labeling ourselves so goddamn much. That's why.
I don't know. I think labels are really helpful.
I'm a big cockatarian.
Cockatarian.
My dick's so big, I can use it to smash someone's head in.
I mean, that sounds like a. I feel sorry for whoever you get with.
If dick pills are real, 100% of men would be on dick pills.
Yeah, that's true. Spoiler alert: dick pills are not real. Nothing can make your dick larger besides surgery.
Apparently, the majority of people in porn have had that surgery.
Usually, what they have done is they sever a tendon located beneath the pubic bone on the penile excursion part of the penis, like beneath it. And what that generally does is makes the penis protrude like a couple of inches more.
3.
Yeah, but the sidetrack to that benefit is that it'll get hard, but it won't like stand straight up. Like it kind of goes whatever direction.
Right, yeah, there's no firmness to it.
Well, there's firmness to it. Like it gets hard, but it's just like it's not anchored anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of dangerous. So you should only do that if you plan on becoming a porn star.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Morning,
you're
folks.
probably like you're gonna go.
Do you guys want to be
You have a
part
penile.
of the movement of big cockism?
Big caucus. No, sorry, I'm gonna call it out.
It's gonna bring great social change.
I heard that Bernie has some big caucuses.
What if like
Heard that Bernie has.
what if
big
like in the
process.
end Bernie makes it all the way and he does win the nomination,
He will be president.
and then he becomes president, and then like the first week he just fucking dies,
Then Tulsi Gabbard will continue his platform.
and then he dies.
That dude is
Tulsi
75.
Gabbard's a chick, and she's young and she's pretty. But yeah, but no, Tulsi Gabbard's
Don't say
also
it too loud, you
really-
won't get sex from your wife.
Everybody dies.
No one. Okay, like if Bernie keeled over and Tulsi Gabbard then became president because she'd likely be his VP, then she'd be the first woman president. She would carry a truly progressive platform. We would continue with the plan to flesh out the Congress and Senate and establish a social democracy here in the U.S.
That's not gonna happen.
I feel like every time I reiterate this plan, I feel like that scene in Shaun of the Dead, whenever they're talking about what they're going to do, and then how is that for a slice of fried gold? You know that part.
Go to Winchester, get a pint.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then wait for this whole thing to blow over.
That's my plan.
No, honestly, right now, I truly wish that there would be a horrible accident and both Trump and Hillary would die. I want them to die. They should die.
Okay, so you tamper down a little bit. You haven't. You're just saying that you hope there's an accident now.
No, like if someone decides to kill them, I'm for that too.
Okay, so no, okay, so you're still saying the same.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying I'm not advocating for violence against them. I'm just saying I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care. All right.
Any Shinigami out there watching,
he was
give me a death
super
note, please.
Yeah, Shinigami abounds. Hand us a death book.
You need to watch Death Note.
Was that?
Death Note. We need to watch Death Note.
If I had a death note, there are so many people who would be gone in like one day.
Oh God.
That's why it's a good thing there's not one.
I'd go nuts with it too much.
Yeah.
Humans would wipe each other the fuck out.
Who would be the
No.
first person, Justin?
Siblings would kill each other. Really.
First person who I would wipe out. Let's see. Okay, I'll just go down the list. It's not in any particular order. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, George Soros, Charles and Dave Koch. Let's see who else. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Elizabeth Warren, just because of the fuck of it.
Damn.
Yeah, fuck her. Now let's see. Who else would be on this list? George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, any of the Wahhabiist Muslim regimes that keep trying to take over power over and over again and kind of leave out the moderate Muslim sects. Let's see. Who am I leaving out? What's his name? The guy who owned Rupert Murdoch. He needs to kick the bucket any day now, anyways. There's a lot more people I could add to this list.
Basically, anyone with a salary of $300,000 or over.
No, I wouldn't do that. There's plenty of good people who are rich. There's just a lot of shitty ones too.
You know what I was just thinking? On the
No.
with the Death Note, you know how like you write their name, or you can write down like how they die.
Damn, you can choose how they die?
Yeah. I was thinking, like, can't you, like, make somebody, like, live forever? Or not technically forever, but say, like, and then in the year 2099, he dies of old age.
Yeah, you could
And
do
then,
that.
and then he would live, like, that long and before he dies.
It's a good idea.
What if we all did that to each other and if we all got one?
I'd be 107.
Yeah,
I'd want to be like 400. Got to keep the dank memes alive.
I would give Bernie a life sentence of. I'd let him live to like 2050, because I feel like he wouldn't want to live too long. You know.
Hopefully you have a conversation with him ahead of time just to confirm.
It's like I don't want him to outlive his children. I mean.
Yeah, I guess so.
30-31.
Yeah.
30-31.
C-Lab 2021. Remember that show, Sea Lab?
No.
Underneath the sea, that's where you'll find me. You don't remember, like the Adult Swim's Sea Lab 2021? That one? Yeah.
I wasn't. I
I
didn't
never
really,
watched Sleep Lab.
I didn't really watch TV when I was younger.
I watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Team is great.
You were gonna say Hunger Games, Doug? Chris?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force is the shit. Yeah. Okay, like on top of that, what about Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
I did watch that.
I was like,
I didn't.
But I always like fell asleep like halfway through it.
Yeah. Remember when Inuyasha was the thing that was always on?
Yeah.
Remember how pissed off you were when you got to the end of like 296 episodes and they still haven't like beaten Naraku yet?
Didn't they like finish it recently?
I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
god, they
know.
just finished it now?
I think, or they're about to.
I watched that show when I was like fucking 10.
Dude, like, I don't want to watch another 400 episodes of filler. That's, you know how I felt in Naruto when I got to at the end of episode 495, or sorry, 460 where it's at now? I'm still catching up. Like, there's 2 more episodes I need to watch that just came out. It's like 463, and this is 600 episodes of total series and like 8 movies, and I'm like, please end it already. Get to the point where they're happy and they've had kids, and or get into the Boruto series, which is now the thing.
They get a death note all of a sudden, and like he kills people by accident because he thinks it's just a regular notebook.
Yeah, because Naruto's going to spend a lot of time writing.
Yeah.
Like Jiraiya. Jiraiya wrote some nice stuff. Jiraiya was essentially like Jiraiya wrote the prophecy about Bernie Sanders, who was Naruto. So
Naruto.
that is canon, by the way. Canon.
Cannonball Z.
Cannonball Z. That's a great. Like, that makes me want to change my name on Star Wars Battlefront from Ape Inside to Cannonball Z.
Yeah.
Cannonball Z.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we end this podcast?
I have a theory about Orlando.
Hmm.
It was really the reptilians. They shot acid at all the gay people so they could push the gay agenda, so everyone has to get gay married and get fucked in the ass. That's a truth bomb right there.
Too soon.
Yeah.
That's the truth about Orlando.
So, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw something about like the shooter was actually gay, and he actually
Closeted homophobe.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that he was actually gay, and he went there to try to.
He's Muslim. He was American born,
Mhm.
and he was gay. He had a wife, but he was uncomfortable with being open about it, and essentially was like a self-hating, self-hating gay guy, and went and shot up a bunch of gay people.
And he was self-hating because of religion.
Is he still alive? I think he.
No.
No.
Did he get killed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a standoff of 10 officers, or 10 or 20, I think, and
He was self-hating because of the religious shit, though.
there was a massive shootout. There's actually this the story going on online now about this cop's helmet and how it saved him. There's a bullet hole right in the top of the head.
It wasn't ISIS, though. It was not ISIS, even though they tried to claim credit for it. This was a case of a homegrown terrorist attack in which the guy's ideology and his actual sexual orientation clashed so hard that it created a toxic setting for him. And he went and took that out on the very people that, would have accepted him if he could have come to terms with his religious ideology. It's a sad state of affairs. But it's really funny because you look at the reactions from the presidential candidates, and they're like, Clinton's like, let's bomb ISIS. Trump's like, let's bomb ISIS. Essentially, they're saying, oh, this is our shoe-in for our next war. And then Bernie's like, let's ban this particular weapon because it's been used in the past, like, I don't know, almost all of the fucking major mass shootings. Because it's the most easily accessible and easily bought, and like firearm, it's useful for that sort of thing.
Well, guns should be part of the issue, but religion should also be addressed because it's the big elephant in the room with this one that a lot of people are choosing to ignore.
Came out and said that.
Like Obama even himself came out and said, "Oh, this is not about radical Islam." It's like, yeah, yes, it is. But what you're saying when you mean radical Islam, you're saying like you're talking about actual regimes of radical Islam, like ISIS. We're talking about radical Islam as in the ideology of radical Islam. Like you can have any given nut, like off the side of the street, be a radical Christian, and they could in turn go do something violent, like shoot up an abortion clinic, like Robert Deere, and there you have it. That's a Christian extremist. That's a Christian terrorist. If we're going to call one set of people terrorists, we need to call the other people set of terrorists, and if it's religiously motivated, we need to mention it. You know.
What do we do though?
What we do?
Islam seems to be more prone to having lots of extremism, though.
Because atheists are kind of guilty in some ways of the charge. We concentrated on a lot of Christianity, not so much on Islam, and that was because we didn't have all the information, we didn't have all the news from across the world. We didn't know necessarily how bad it was, but we did.
Like, dude, if you look back at most of my arguments with people who believe in a God of sorts, I don't target any particular religion. I ask them about specifically their belief in a deity. They're the ones who constantly come in and include their specific religious beliefs when I'm just questioning the basis of their belief itself. And I think that's what most atheists do. Most atheists aren't like, how do you believe this in Christianity, blah, 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 blah. I think most of them are like, how do you even believe in a God? It's pretty well rounded because I talk to a lot of, especially on the religious discussion and debate page on Facebook, that's mostly atheists and mostly atheists and Muslims. There's not a whole lot of Christians in that group.
Okay.
And that's very interesting too because they'll come across with these arguments like, you can't refute this because it's Islamic and you don't know anything about this, and it's like, but yeah, we can, because we're talking about the idea of a God in general, and we can refute those arguments, and that's the basis for your argument that would lead to us believing in your religion, ultimately. So,
yeah, no, that's crazy. I actually I still have the Facebook messages because I don't know how to read them. Of this guy I argued with, and it was back when I was arguing religion, and we were arguing. I was talking about how religion wasn't real and everything like that. He actually continued to message me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he was trying really hard to get me to switch. Trying to throw in how Islam predicted science and like that, and that type of stuff.
The Flat Earth Society isn't mostly Muslim.
Yeah. Dude, apparently
it's mostly Muslim or isn't mostly Muslim.
Apparently, some anonymous hacker hacked some ISIS Twitter accounts and started posting gay pride stuff and gay porn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Saying, "Hello world, it's time that I share with you a little secret. I'm gay and proud. Hashtag gay pride. Hashtag Orlando will not be forgotten. Hashtag."
There's some issues in ISIS actually, and this is what's weird, right? We're starting to find out that the people who are most vocal against homosexuality tend to actually be homosexual themselves. It's very odd, but we're finding out that it's pretty true.
Yeah, well, they have sex with little boys and stuff.
Well, that's not even pedophilia is not the same as homosexuality. There's a difference there, and it involves consent and arbitrary standards of age, but also ideas of maturity and things like that that don't play in homosexuality. Um, Now, what we do find is funny is in ISIS, there's been a lot of issues apparently with them contracting AIDS. Um, and that kind of screams at the possibility that the people in ISIS are
There's that
doing each
list
other
that
up.
just started a long time ago, and then there's those.
They also
three that
traffic a
I've
lot of
looked at
sex
in
slaves, so it could
different-
be also that
I can't find the
it's just
lyrics
yeah,
anymore.
the spread of the disease.
No, but I wouldn't surprise me if a lot
I
of
don't
the
know
very
any of those
gay
lyrics.
ISIS people are themselves
I don't
gay.
really know if I care to rewrite them. So,
Mm.
I don't remember what this song sounds like, but I had maybe considered it for my dad's dance. And then,
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Putin?
there's a couple of other ones. I'm just gonna have to look into it.
Danka Putin.
Okay.
But
Yes.
songs I want.
What do you think about that?
Thank you.
About the most vocal and anti-gay people being gay.
We'll
Yeah.
go through it this weekend.
And that seems to be true most of the time. Like a lot of those Republican politicians who are vocally anti-gay, like
I'll be in bed soon.
Ted Haggard and shit,
Well, he was
they
the
end up
television.
like getting caught, sucking dick in like a bathroom or something.
Ted Haggard was caught with a gay prostitute, and he was not only paying for the services but also smoking meth. And more power to him, by the way. I just wish he hadn't been a total douchebag and a hypocrite.
Yes, that's the thing. I don't understand that. I mean, you're you're in you're in a new generation. It supports people coming out, supports people switching over. You have a whole community that'll rally around you, even on social media. Why hide it? Why fight against it still? Why?
Because in the back of their mind, they believe in a God that they think will punish them for it, and they think if they never admit it and are always vocal and vehemently against it, that this God will reward them for not giving in to their sexual orientation and desires. That is specifically why.
I guess the good thing then is that if there's still that trend where more and more people are becoming less religious, or at least becoming less involved in organized religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is a real trend of people becoming less religious, but what scares me most about that is not a lot, but what irks me about it, I guess I should say, is a lot of people are replacing religion with bullshit science. Like, I don't understand how that happened, but the bullshit science that comes from, like, collective evolution and the David Wolf crew of the naturalists and all of that stuff is really bad science, and they're holding on to it like it's somehow divine.
I mean, I guess it comes to the end of the day where it's like you still have to believe in something. They've been so used to that, having that comfort, that shield.
Well, there's plenty of good stuff to believe. Like, believe in the capacity for human decency. That's a belief I have. It's not a well-founded belief, but, I do still believe that there's a capacity for decency amongst humans. Why can't people be happy enough with that?
Yeah.
You would think that would be simple, right? I mean, just common sense, keep it simple. But for some reason, humans just they do that thing where they don't do what's best in their favor. They resist what's better for them.
Well, no, like, why do they? No, but why does it have to be magic and with fairies and pixie dust and shit? Why can't we just, be like, okay, here's the reality of the situation. Here's what we can do to change it to make it better. Let's work on that. No, it's got to be like fucking. All right, here's what we think the reality of the situation is. Here's what we believe about this situation. Let's use contrived facts to try and stretch the truth to fit our narrative, despite contradictory elements. And then at the end of all this game, everybody will see that what we're saying is true, despite the lack of actual evidence. It's almost like they believe if everybody believes what we believe, then it'll be real.
It'll be real, yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's the gaining of self-confidence. You're being part of that group.
But no, like I've heard Muslim people argue for saying that the Quran proves science concerning the Big Bang, which I think is very interesting because it doesn't say shit like that. They just try and stretch it to make it sound like it says it. The same way pretty much every other religious affiliative person stretches reality to fit the narrative.
Yeah, I mean, like how people use Christianity to somehow say that Christianity, the Bible predicts future events.
Mm-hmm. What gets me though is like I was arguing with some people who these are other Bernie supporters, and I hate to say it, but they were taking that Nostradamus thing where they claimed that a lowly Jew would dethrone two monarchs or whatever, and and that's not even a real quatrain, mind you. That's not even something he actually even said in his writing. So beside that point, they were arguing how can you say that he wasn't prolific and didn't know these things? And I was like, because everything he said was too fucking vague for it to mean anything. And they're like, what do you mean too vague? He said these things, and look at what happened. It's like that's the point of it being vague. These things happened, and then you could attribute it to that. It wasn't specific.
Yeah, I mean, Nostradamus, he was an intelligent man of his time, certainly. He did dream of a lot of stuff that did eventually become real as far as his creations and his drawings and everything. Not entirely as he represented them though. But he couldn't predict the future as much as it would be cool if he could. He just wrote everything so openly that anything could really fit in there.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't use the term monarchs anymore, so I mean, technically, I mean that if that thing was real, he'd be wrong. That person's interpreting his words to fit their narrative.
There is the Monarch and Venture Brothers.
What?
No one's watched that show?
What? No.
What show?
Shit. Venture Brothers?
Venture Brothers is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I watched Venture Brothers.
No, I don't watch. I don't watch Venture Brothers.
Did you ever watch
The show's funny.
Frisky Dingo?
No.
That one's pretty funny.
Frisky Dingo? No, never watched that.
Oh, what was that one thing that we used to say from Frisky Dingo all the time? I forget. There's like a catchphrase that we used to say all the time.
I don't know. You think we should end the podcast now?
No, never.
I'm gonna end.
Just remember waits for you at the end.
Keep it going till dawn. At least in my time zone.
Yeah, it's just about. It's 1:30 right here. I am.
It's 12:28 here.
It is 12:30 here. Let's see. What I think we should do is continue the podcast until 4 in the morning.
Maybe one day, but I need to.
We can do that Friday.
I need to be up early.
We can do that Friday.
You need to Bernie up? I mean, what?
I wake up that morning and have that cup of Bernie.
But yeah, I mean, it sucked that I didn't press the right button in the beginning, so.
Oh, it's alright. We got to enjoy it. It's not like the memory won't last for us.
It was more like 3 different shows, because we had that guy in the beginning, and then, like...
Our conversation.
Yeah, he did want to be online, which was a pretty good conversation, but...
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about I was thinking about just pressing stream and just letting you guys talk without him knowing.
Oh.
But I was like, nah, I wouldn't do that.
No, you can't do that. But no, I mean, it was too bad he wouldn't. Maybe one of these days we can give him... It seemed like he was open to, with a little more warning, he's open to like a live conversation. So maybe next time what we can do is... if he's not going to work, we can like warn him in advance ahead of time.
Who the guy we had on earlier, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be fine. I do think I kind of blindsided him with it, Like
Yeah,
I was
that's what
already,
he was saying.
You just
all
send a
right.
link and then people click on it and they show up. They're like, what the hell is this?
It's like, all right, let's discuss these topics as to why you think in the end I should vote for a person I will never vote for.
They're like, you're
And how
racist.
me voting for anyone but her is a vote for the other guy somehow.
And then Chris over here is taking it took over Dank Newton's job for tonight. All the satire Chris was talking.
Yeah. But,
It was a good one.
yeah. You need to watch anime. For
Anime
sure.
is fun.
When I have time.
Just watch Death Note.
Dude, did you guys see where the NRA got hacked? The NRA Twitter page got hacked.
Good. Fuck
Okay.
the NRA.
Here's what the hacker posted on their Twitter. I just shared it to the Facebook, and it says, "What's your favorite way to fuck your gun?" And it shows 4 different ways with like the bathroom style guy and how he would do his gun. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Apparently Justin doesn't stop. When you
I
go
also-
to dinner with your black friend, they ask to use your hot sauce. You said you always carry in your purse.
It's one of those freaked out. You know the caveman SpongeBob / freaked out crabs, Mr. Krabs, yeah. But here's some breaking news: Florida Gator has possible ties to ISIS.
What? What?
Yeah.
Didn't they say the gorilla had ties to ISIS?
Yeah, somebody
too?
said that too. Like the gorilla had tied to
Yeah.
ISIS.
Everything has ties to ISIS. Everything's ISIS.
Okay, here's a good one.
That should be the next meme. It's just like,
Which of these 3 options would you choose? A. Magically, your house is always clean. B. Delicious home-cooked meals anytime your heart desires. Or C. Bernie Sanders for president.
probably B.
I'm going with C.
See,
It would make the other 2 more likely.
I would go with B. Definitely. You can't. There's nothing that can really defeat food.
What about the ability to be economically stable enough to buy the food?
I'll be okay.
Nope.
I'll be
Nope,
fed.
that's a
constantly.
long term.
That's
That's
part
a
of the
long term
deal.
benefit. Everybody wants short term benefits. Everyone wants
Yeah.
short term pleasure.
Get
I
to
want
be
the
fed
long-
whenever I want, so I don't have to worry about that.
what if there is another option, which is instead of cum, like icing for cakes comes out?
Hey,
I don't
hey,
think
Kenny,
any of us will be buying it.
Kenny, look at what I just shared. You'll like it.
Is it the gun thing?
No, it's the one that shows Trump and Hillary. I just shared it. I'll share it again because, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see what it says?
Yeah, it's, but why vote someone who only promises to kill innocent families, and you can vote for someone who has proven track record of killing innocent.
Oh, man, you read it wrong. You're supposed to say, why vote for someone who only promises to kill innocent families? Well, you can vote for someone who has proven track record of actually killing innocent families. There you go.
I don't know. I give up.
Yeah.
I'm about to share something.
Share.
What should be racist?
Yeah,
No.
Chris is a racist.
No, it's something better than racism.
He has been tonight.
Better than racist.
It's not Moon Man, is it, Chris?
This is always better than racism.
I can think of a lot of things that are better than racism.
Did you the first episode of Death Note?
He's right, you know.
Anime is always better than racism.
Anime is better than racism?
Yeah, I think anime is better than racism, although anime can be pretty racist sometimes.
Anime is a race.
What did you guys think of Scarlett Johansson being cast as a white lady in the anime film?
In Ghost in the Shell, I don't care because in the anime she appears white and
Okay.
she's a robot, by the way, like not
She kind of looks that way anyway.
yeah, she's a cyborg. Uh,
You're
And
calling Scarlett
also,
Johansson a
Japanese
robot?
people
Justin?
like blonde girls for some reason. They like
yeah,
white. They like white blonde girls, so they
They should
they,
come to
they
Georgia
don't
then.
really
That's fine.
care at all.
yeah. So like it was just a big hoopla for SJWs to get pissed off at. Uh, like you know what a real issue is? Like you have the movie Aloha, where they cast uh, Big Eyes McGee. I can't remember her
Big
name.
guy from the
Emma Stone as a character who was supposed to be of Islander heritage and wasn't. See,
Oh
that's
yeah.
more of an issue because that depicts a real person. But we're talking about Ghost in the Shell, where people are cyborgs and they are like literally shells that can be uploaded and downloaded into other like entities. You know, it's a total fiction. It doesn't matter that it came from Japan at all.
I mean, I guess if Japan really had an issue with it, you would hear more noise, wouldn't you?
Oh, did we talk about the issue with the whole Mystique getting?
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about that last.
But you can reiterate it if you want.
Yeah, reiterate. Basically, it doesn't promote domestic abuse because Mystique is not Apocalypse's wife or daughter or have any relation to him, other than the fact that he was the first mutant. Um, and previous to that scene, she slit his throat. I didn't hear any complaints whenever Colossus was being choked out by the burly chick in Deadpool. Um, you know, it's just another thing to get riled up about for no good reason. It was a movie poster. Get over it.
But I think
I
they were
guess
still taken down though.
I think the poster did its job and got a lot of people looking at it.
No, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I think they took it down though.
I mean,
I think they started taking it down.
they took it down. I mean, they've got better movie posters, anyways. But
I wouldn't have taken it down. Fuck them.
I wouldn't have either, Chris. I would not have either. Because honestly, dude, it's like he's the bad guy. What's worse, the fact that he held Mystique by her throat, or that he was attempting to commit genocide against humanity? I mean, let's weigh it out here. It is fiction, but let's weigh it out like it's reality, because that's what we have to do.
And it goes back to the thing, like if the actor who's playing the girl, Jennifer Lawrence, if she had a issue with that scene, she wouldn't have photographed it. And this is a photograph. They've gotten a costume and they did extra shots for promotion. If she really had an issue, she wouldn't have done it. You know, she wouldn't be in the bodysuit. She wouldn't be in the blue bodysuit. She wouldn't have gone through makeup. She wouldn't have done the acting. She wouldn't have done the scene. So obviously there isn't an issue on her side. There's not an issue on his side because he's not really doing it and he knows it. So as long as there's not, there seems to be the only issue seems to be, as I heard recently, white young white woman.
I just saw someone were called that this country needs to have its own version of the Nuremberg trials, and I am totally for that.
Hell yes.
That would be great. I would love that so much.
Yeah.
I'd love to make every city in the United
We
States
should have our own version
technical
of the
hub.
Ukrainian Revolution.
Yeah, that too. And
I'd love for every single city in the United States to be a technical hub, where innovation just happens. Love that.
yeah.
And also for there to be like a huge scientific expo every year. I mean, that just a huge one where hundreds of thousands of people come, and you can see all sorts of new technologies, all sorts of new inventions from every type of genre, whether it be sports, whether it be agriculture, whether it be trade jobs, whether it be gaming, or whether it be things like fusion and stuff like that. That'd be cool. In fact, and to let people come free with their families, everything like that. The kids get to see science for a day and everything like that. That'd be cool.
I may be biased, but I think Putin should be made emperor of the planet.
I have to agree with you.
Huh?
As long as it's dank,
Here's
Putin.
something cool. Stunning new Quinnipiac poll shows that Sanders is 10 times more likely to beat Trump than Clinton.
Did you read that on the internet?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
true. It's not true.
I mean, where else do you get truth from?
Nothing is true on the internet. Not
What
even
about
you
listeners?
or me or this podcast is not true.
It's totally true.
It doesn't exist. Well, considering we only average about 1 view per podcast, it's pretty much true.
I mean, that's only because the corporate media, Chris. The corporate media.
Yeah, it's because I don't press the place ad here button
We also don't
every 30
advertise.
seconds.
We also don't advertise at all ahead of time.
Yeah,
At all.
that's true too.
Yeah.
If you went at 6 p.m. we said, hey everybody, we're planning on a podcast, and then we all joined at that time. We weren't late or anything like that. No one was late. We all arrived on time. We all started on time. And Chris played the button. Boom.
Yeah.
I think that would do it.
Hmm.
We have a Facebook page. We have
Yeah, we
the
have
YouTube
Facebook page. We have an email account which we need to send out to people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get
What-
some emails.
I actually had this Facebook page I ran with a friend for a while, right? And it sits at 700 likes. I stopped messing with it for a while. And the post reach ratio is really bad on Facebook pages.
Yeah.
So bad.
Unless you pay for them, which that's pretty
Just
much how
bullshit,
it
though.
is. Yeah.
I mean, I tried to advertise our podcast to the Atheism United headquarters page, which I'm an admin on, which has between the two groups about 30,000 people, I think.
yeah.
But that's
How many times did you advertise?
I advertised to the admin group chat, but so that's like 13 people.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to get up all that. Anyway, I think we should end that podcast now.
Never.
I had fun. A little bit tired. It's been a long day. Been a weird podcast. But
Weird but interesting.
let me play some music here for you guys.
Mm.
Thank you for joining us. This is the Philosopher Stonecast. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff.
No, you won't.
And we will see you guys sometime in the future. I'm actually going to be out of town for a couple weeks, so I'm not sure how you want to do the podcast, but we'll try to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. No, Chris will be in Philadelphia. That's what he'll be. On the 25th to the 28th.
I can't go to Philly, sadly.
You need to anyways.
Well, thank you guys
Money,
for coming.
transportation, bunch of reasons.
I have a bunch of reasons too, but like the worst of these reasons is also money, but I still feel like I really need to go. Like, I feel like
You want to be part of it.
no, I need to be there to basically jump over the fence